very lucky that we did not sink that boat. Just got done doing the software updates on these Epoch batteries, lithium batteries that are going to be going into our Boston whaler. These are compatible Group 31 sizes. So let's go over them real quick here. You know, you got positive and negative studs. Then you have the status screen with, there's a button you can push up to read different things. You can hook these together to each other and then hook it into your system on the boat. That's what this link in and link out is. That's a little vent, and then they actually have an on and off switch. So I'm currently connected to this one on Bluetooth. They had a software update, believe it or not. We did that. We'll go to this one, and that's this one that the charger is currently on, and we're at charge state of 67%. It's all good. See, it says perfect. It's happy right there. And this is all the data, and then you can also get into the details for each cell and everything. So a lot of information on these batteries. We will bring the scale in because we're going to show you the difference, the weight difference between one of these and one of these. It's going to be a lot. Those batteries are very heavy, and these are not bad at all compared. I'm guessing they weigh about half as much as those. So that'll be good for the back of our Boston whaler to help bring it up a little bit, because we are putting that bigger engine on there. So a little bit extra weight, but we're going to shed some weight. So it should all even out in the end. Got them hooked up to my favorite battery charger, Noco Genius Pro 25. These are my favorite battery chargers. Love them. Solid state. You just hook them up and they pretty much do what they need to do.
I'd say my biggest weakness is organization.
Not you, Chris.
No, I know. And one would call my truck, how do you say the scientific term, a black hole of things. So they call this a 40-seat delete project.
Whoa.
Because this is only a 40% seat, so I took it out, made a platform so it can pop in and out. Right now I just have temporary straps to hold things down. I'm actually going to do like a battery cable strap. You can just pop it in and out. But everything has a place now. So everything has a place, is labeled, is organized. Wow. Small punches, files, drills.
Where'd you get that?
Which one?
The thing.
Home Depot.
Home Depot had these?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, these, actually all of these were in stock. Yeah, it's just the tough system, right? So there's 4 separate ones. And then the cool thing about it, right? Because we're mobile, right? So we're not always going to have our car there. So I got the actual cart that goes with it that I could just pack on there.
Oh, and then stack them?
And you just stack them up for whichever ones you need if you got to move it to the site.
Nice.
And then finally got everything in a bag labeled. If it has to do with a spark plug, tester, sockets, it's in there. Test leads. If I have to get a bolt out, it says bolt out. So all my extractors, everything are in there. Hoses and plugs, you're asking. Hose, not hose clamps because we have that, but pliers, plugs, extra fittings, stuff like that.
Is this what you did this weekend?
It took me about 16 hours.
Holy moly.
Everything that's my 1/2-inch drive or adjustables, all right there. That's more stuff. One of my egg crates is nothing but test equipment. So load testers, compression testers, all of that. And it's all in one spot. Same here, battery chargers, anything that's for steering. So hoses, wrenches that go along with steering, hammers, dead blows, pipe wrenches, extenders, breaker bars, pliers, and torque wrenches.
So what do you think, Matt?
Pretty cool.
Yeah. I told Matt this morning.
Aliens abducted Chris.
Yep. Something happened. 69 pounds. Well, I'm going to be taking those lead acid, or not lead acid, AGM batteries out of the whaler. And I'm going to be putting these lithium ions in that Epoch battery sent us. 31 pounds. Less than half the weight. 140 pounds for both batteries. And now I'm going from 140 down to 60. Right?
2.4.
Yep.
Which is good because my reel is going to weigh that to catch my fish. What do you think?
Well, I think it's going to be perfect because the batteries are all the way in the back of the boat. So that'll take a lot of the weight out because we are adding a jack plate in that engine eventually, which they weigh almost the same as the existing engine, but a little bit more. So this will help a lot. There's one on this side, right there. There's the main battery switch and the ACR, automatic charging relay, and then the other batteries over there. So we're going to disconnect these. Get those out of the way. Get that out of the way. Take the boulder off. And now for the heavy part. There we go. You can discharge them all the way down to 0 and bring them back with no damage. There's more usable voltage in the battery, if that more usable capacity. They charge faster. Obviously, they weigh a lot less. Don't get me wrong, AGMs are a great battery. They're heavy. They can't take the abuse that a lithium battery can.
Isn't lead acid even worse than AGM?
Well, not worse, just different technology, older technology.
Yeah, well, lead acid require a whole bunch of maintenance.
Yep.
That our customers seem to forget about.
Yeah, they don't ever want to service their lead acid batteries.
Yeah, they always run out of water.
In fact, to be honest with you, I can't remember the last lead acid battery was that I sold. We sell almost all AGMs. Interesting thing about these batteries is they have a on-off switch. You can turn them on and off. When I'm not using the boat, I'll probably turn them off because then they don't discharge at all. And the other thing is these actually have a built-in heater, because if you're in a cold area, it will need to warm itself up a little bit. The guys over there at Epoch watch our channel. Thanks for watching, fellas. Sent us these and we said put them in our boat and let us know how they are. So we're doing that, and we'll probably use the boat a couple times and give an honest opinion. So Sam sent us some electrical joint compound for connections.
He says it's great for batteries.
Yeah, so we're going to use it on the battery. Thanks, Sam. There we go. So I'm not hooking up the network yet, which that's what this link in and link out is, because I'm hopeful that they're going to be coming out with an adapter cable that allows you to hook it straight into whatever display you have, like a NEMA 2000 network hookup.
Those were the recommendations you had, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's what I asked them. When they sent the batteries to me, I said, hey, is there a way? And there is, but I would have to add another box, and I don't want to do that. All right, done. Let's go to the other side. Look at how easy this is compared to the other battery. There we go. So I am going to crawl underneath the cover and turn everything on and make sure it works.
What about that new battery you just bought?
What new battery?
Well, you had this. Yeah, you had this brainstorm idea.
Yeah, for the deep drop reel. Instead of running a wire to a battery, which in my experience, when you deep drop, you have this cable that's always in the way. I've seen these portable batteries for deep drop reels before, and I did a little research and I found one they said, can take 10 hours of heavy fishing. I don't know about that, but we'll find out. I could just buy another battery, or I could even just put in I could get a USB-C plug. I'm probably going to do that anyways and put it at the helm so we can charge our phones and stuff and our cameras. Remember, we just needed flares. I will tell you this, when we are all done with this boat, it will be kick butt with all the upgrades that we've done, the electronics. Wait till we get that new engine on. Can't wait. And we're hoping that we can get a slip somewhere and put it in the water and keep it on a jet dock. And the place is like literally a 12-minute walk from our house. So we literally could go out, walk down to the boat, can get a jet dock and put it in. They have showers there, they have toilets, they have a bar, they have a restaurant. Okay, guess what time it is?
Test, test, test.
Time to test. All right, so these on-off buttons, I just put a little dab of dielectric grease on them, just in case. It is that time, Carrie Ann. I have to figure out how to get into the boat. Well, our sim rads are lit. Put the key in. The Mercury's on. Okay, trim's working. Trim tabs are working. Radio's on. There we go. Got my emergency stop was turned on. So I have no fuel because I need to stop and get fuel. So I got the engine page pulled up here. Be sure to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and keep watching. Here's my sonars, down scan, instruments. Let's go there. I'm going to bump the motor. Okay, she fired. we're good. I'd like a list from you guys of things we should check before we go. Safety equipment, boat stuff. Do you have a boat checklist that you do before you go out? If you do, share it with me. I'd like to see it. All right, so this is the coolant line for the dripless coupling on that boat, and the threads are gone. So now we have to figure out, can we save the threads that are in the engine, or do we have to tap that out and drill and tap it and cut new threads and then find a different size fitting to fit? So that's what Mel and AJ have been working on over here at the yard. How did we do on the dripless couplings? Or not dripless couplings, the bearings are in? Yeah, you can only get 8-inch, and that's probably 9 inches. So, all right, so they put new bearings in. You can see that. Both of them are in. That's good. All new set screws? All new set screws, okay. And now we're working on the hoses, and then they're gonna go over to the other boat and start working on those cutlass bearings. Press on with that, figuring out how we're gonna fix that. So I saw this laying here, and AJ said, oh, these were on the shaft when they took the shafts out. So this is what happened to my other buddy's boat. The boat's been sitting for too long, and this is actually part of the bearing system for the dripless coupling, which goes up in that hole, and it has a seal that sits on the shaft. That seal prevents water from coming in the boat. Well, what happened was, due to growth or non-use, this seized onto the shaft. When he started the engines, this turned, it broke off, and he's very lucky that he did not tear the boot that goes onto the stern tube. The stern tube is in that hole in there. And that's what this whole dripless coupling hooks up to. I will go back to the shop and show you guys all this, what I'm talking about. But I will definitely forward this to him so he knows. Whatever this is all going to have to get cleaned off of here. That's rubber from the cutlass bearing.
Yep.
This is the
end. This is the part that goes inside. This is the front right here.
yeah. This is where the prop is.
No, that's where the prop is. Here.
Oh, okay.
That's where the coupler is.
Then this is the inside of this. This actually all melted. So that's what happened there. Man, got very lucky we didn't sink this boat. Well, not us, but him. So. Okay, well, we're putting all new ones in. That's what the guys are kind of working on, prepping up for all that. You guys, I need you to make sure you inspect those stern tubes. Make sure they're not torn up. Make sure they're intact.
Inside.
Inside, yeah, inside, yeah. Because if they're cracked or anything, then we have to do glass work. We have to pull the stern tube out and put new ones in. Very lucky that we did not sink that boat. Well, not us, but the owner. Okay, said I would give you a quick tutorial on dripless couplings. So we have two different styles here. This is called a Tides Marine seal, and this is Tides Marine is just the manufacturer. You can see it's got hose clamps that clamp onto the stern tube, which this is a rubber boot that clamps on there. And then you got hose clamps that hold the seal carrier, which is this part. This unit, you can take these screws out right here, take this faceplate off. You can do this in the water. I've done it. And you use like a corkscrew or some kind of little pick, and there's a rubber lip seal in there, and you can hook that seal and pull it out, and then water will come out because you've pulled the seal out. Not a lot of water, but you want to be fast at it. So then on the shaft, hopefully they've left spare seals, and they come in a special carrier that goes on here. It's plastic and it protects the seal. And then what you do is you use a special little fitting and you slide that new seal into place, and then you use this faceplate right here to push it down, and that is the way you change those seals while the boat's in the water. But if they don't put spare seals on the shaft, then you got to pull the boat and pull the running gear all apart and then do it that way, which you always hope that they do that. Now, the second kind is, this is called a PSS PYI. Same idea, it's got boots and hose clamps. And so this is a carbon block right here. So then what happens is this gets put on the stern tube, and then you compress this boot to a certain dimension. And then what you do is you slide this on, and you can see this has holes. So this is the rotor, stainless steel rotor. You can see it has holes for set screws, and it's got O-rings inside here that go on the shaft. Well, you put this on the shaft, and then you compress this, and you tighten it down, you tighten up the set screws, and that compresses it. And then this is attached to the shaft. So as the shaft turns, this spins, okay? And it makes a pretty watertight seal right there. Let's back up. What are these for? These come off the engine water pump or the engine water jacket somewhere. Just depends on manufacturer. And these have raw water, salt water sent to them to keep things cool in here. So what happened on the boat over at the yard, let's talk about this little thing again. This actually goes inside here. inside. This is the back side of this carrier right here. And this is actually a bearing surface. And what happened was, I think that the boat sat so long, and this is what happened to another boat, another client of ours, and it almost sank the boat, the big 72 Marquis. We're very lucky it didn't happen on this one. The boat sat for so long, this is my theory, that growth got in here and it seized this up on the shaft. Well, what happened was when the shaft turned, when they started the engines and put them in gear, it broke the bearing carrier off. Now, on that big 72, the next step that happened is when they were running, so all of a sudden he lost cooling water. And what happened was this got hot. And then when they stopped, the cold water from running came back up the stern tube and it got in this hot plastic and it seized it up on the shaft. Well, then what happened is when he went to go start the engine again and put it into gear, this was all seized up to the shaft. This plastic part, this is all plastic. It's like heavy duty fiber reinforced plastic ABS. And this part, goes inside here, by the way, was seized up on the shaft. And when the shaft turned, it pulled this boot off the stern tube, and that's where the water started coming in. So this being broken off tells me that this was all seized up, and we're really lucky that this boot didn't get pulled off, and it would have sank the boat. I like both these systems, so really I would use either one on a boat. We are going with this system on this boat because the client likes these. Oh, by the way, for some reason, somewhere along the line, somebody replaced one of these and they only did one side because he had this on one side and this on the other, which I don't know. I guess it's okay. That's kind of weird to me. I would rather have everything the same on the boat, but I guess maybe if one side goes bad and you maybe couldn't get a Tides Marine, so you just went with what was available, maybe that's what happened. I don't know. And let's see, I don't know, did I talk about this? This is the coupling for the shaft where this was very heavily corroded on because the boat has taken on salt water before. We actually had threaded rod going through here, and then we take, here, I'll show you. Since I'm here, might as well. I have parts on order for this. There's a fitting that goes in there. This is a pancake press, and what you do is you put this like this. So this is all horizontal, by the way. But anyways, you have this, and this is hooked up to a hydraulic power pack, 80 tons. And you see this comes out, okay? And what you do is the shaft is normally in here, and there's a nut. You take a big nut off, and then what you do is we have these little spacers that are on a little, we welded them up there, a little stick here. And you put that in there, and then you put threaded rod. We have a backer plate, which is, imagine this being big, and it's got holes in it that kind of match these holes here on this coupling. And you put that on there, and then you take a bunch of threaded rod. Here's the long bolt. I'll just use this for an example. You put that through there. It goes around, and it hooks into this threaded plate, and then you tighten those all up. And then what you do is once you have everything snug and tight, you start jacking the pump, the hydraulic power pack, and it pushes this out, and it'll push that shaft out of this coupling. Now, that is way easier said than done. I've had it take days to get shafts off before. In fact, this one broke. We had 4 pieces of threaded rod in there, and it actually broke it right off because I would say because of the corrosion. Oh, hey, Mike, hang on. Okay, sorry about that. That was my West Marine delivery we got. In fact, this is a brand new one of these, so we can replace both of them. Anyways, you can see this crack right here. So this actually broke, and then what we ended up having to do was we took a cutoff grinder and we cut along here and split this open, and then we took a cold chisel. You can see where the metal's all dinged up right here, and just beat on it with a sledgehammer, and it separates it, and then you can slide it right off. But now we will have to match this and get a new coupling, and we are waiting for the shops up north to open back up. They open up on Monday. They've been closed for the holidays. Once that happens, we'll get a new one on order, and we'll start getting this thing put back together, get back in the water.
Oh, Sam struck again, didn't he?
Yep. A viewer of ours sent us a box. Sam, thank you very much. Let's see what you sent us. Oh, nice set of crimpers right there. These are like aircraft grade. They're adjustable. So you could actually use these, the FAA, for their tools. You have to have adjustable for the wire crimps. And you got yellow, blue, and red. Those are the 3 different sizes. So these will be going in my tool bag.
AJ won't get so lucky, huh?
No, AJ's not getting those. What else we got here? Oh, yeah, the battery stuff. Yep. Penetrox electrical joint compound. Yep, this is really good stuff too. Thank you very much. And what do we got here? Oh, sweet. Box full of heat shrink crimps. All different ones. That's pretty nice too. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. We'll put this stuff to good use. Thanks so much for this, the tools and equipment and stuff. You blow me away with your generosity and the kind comments and on our videos. It just is amazing. You don't even know me and I don't know you. And you know, it's nice to see that people still are nice to each other. That's awesome. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Thumbs up.